I wanted to make a really quick video about motivation. So let's say, for example, you are someone who struggles with wanting to be motivated to have discipline and some more order in your life. One of the things is, if you're like me and you're a creative person, you may feel that having the motivation to have more structure and order in your life is going to take away your personal freedom or do something that you don't want. It also may feel like that it's going to be a chore for you. It's going to be something that you don't want. So you may already feel overwhelmed and uncomfortable and upset, and you don't want to add on more things that make you feel bad. You're saying life is too hard anyways, so even though I know I need to have more order in my life, right now this is what's making me feel better, is to be a little bit more lazy. But the problem is you're still miserable and you're still upset. You still have that nagging feeling like there's something you need to be doing. You wouldn't be wanting more order or structure in your life unless you felt like it was something you needed. For example, as a person who has a very creative and constantly ongoing thought process type personality, having more structure helps me to have a clear mind, and it cultivates a sense of serenity. The downside of me being really creative is that I have trouble getting things done, and I also have trouble with anxiety. So a lot of times it affects my happiness and well-being. And what you can kind of do in your mind is, when you realize that having more structure and order in your life is going to make you happier, then it changes it. It's like suddenly doing what you're doing right now is the hard thing, and you're not getting any benefits from it. You're suffering and it's hard. So if you do the discipline and you start working towards doing more of that, you start getting the immediate gratification of feeling better. And once you start realizing that doing that thing that you think is going to make you upset is actually the thing that's going to make you happy, then you don't feel like you're being forced to do something you don't want to do. You don't feel like the good things in your life are always hard. In fact, actually, the good things in your life are actually what is going to fuel you, is going to motivate you, is going to make you feel better. So if you can do a little trick like that in your mind to switch it around, then you might even be excited to go do the dishes. You're like, after I do the dishes, I'm going to feel more clear-headed. I'm going to feel lighter. I'm going to feel more at peace. You'll start to see that doing these things are not actually chores. They're reasons that we do certain things. Just like when I started changing my diet. At first it was like, oh, I don't want to lose being able to eat the kind of things I want to eat. But the foods that I were eating, after I started eating healthier, they didn't even taste that good to me anymore. I could feel how processed they were. And I always had this sluggish feeling afterwards, and I always felt like my stomach would hurt oftentimes. It was harder for me to digest, and it gave me no energy. So it was like the worst of both worlds, basically. And then you can actually change it to being where you have the best of both worlds. So it's kind of like a switch on the mentality of you can't eat your cake and have it too. Not always. Sometimes you can eat better foods. And yes, there will be a little bit of a challenge or a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of an effort. But even that you may enjoy. Kind of like working out. What stays in motion keeps in motion, basically. So keeping yourself active in your daily life is going to help motivate you. If you want energy, then create energy. That's my quick little tidbit of help, and it's what's helped me, because I'm someone who doesn't like feeling like controlled and forced and like I'm not free to be myself. And when you realize that you're not trying to become organized to fit into everyone else's standards, you're doing it because you're such a creative person. You need that balance. You need it. It will make you feel good. It will be fun. It will be helpful for you in your life. You can think of it as like this beautiful, supportive, like lover in your life that's helping you, like the kind of energy of just being completely supported and taken care of. So, I guess it's just really about changing our mindsets and realizing the illusions that we create for ourselves. That times the things that we feel like we don't want to do, but we know we need to do, we really do want to do, and it's going to make us happier. We're just afraid that it's not. But we're already miserable, so we might as well take the chance of feeling good and